Have you ever wondered about the first steps taken by a community on new soil?
Today.
We re-journeying back to the 1970s to uncover the incredible story of the very first Hmong families who arrived in the United States. This isn't just a story about migration, it's a testament to resilience, courage, and the enduring power of family and culture in the face of unimaginable change. To understand their arrival, we must first look at why they left. The Hmong people, primarily living in the mountains of Laos, became crucial allies to the United States during the Vietnam War, in a conflict known as the Secret War. Thousands of Hmong soldiers, led by General Vang Pao, fought alongside the CIA against communist forces. They rescued downed American pilots, disrupted enemy supply lines, and gathered intelligence, playing a vital, yet largely unacknowledged role. When the US withdrew from Southeast Asia in 1975 and the Royal Lao government fell to the Pathet Lao, the Hmong people were left in a perilous position. They were targeted for their alliance with the Americans. Facing persecution and genocide, entire villages fled their homes, embarking on a harrowing journey. They trekked through dense, dangerous jungles for weeks, sometimes months, hunted by soldiers. Their destination was the Mekong River, the treacherous border with Thailand. Crossing the Mekong was a life-or-death gamble. Families used makeshift rafts, inner tubes, or simply swam, often under the cover of darkness, to evade patrols. Many lives were tragically lost in these waters. Those who made it to the other side found themselves in sprawling, overcrowded refugee camps in Thailand. Camps like Ban Vinai became temporary homes for tens of thousands of Hmong refugees. Places of uncertainty where families waited, hoping for a chance at a new life. It was from these camps that the first Hmong families were sponsored to resettle in the United States. The Refugee Act of 1980 would later streamline the process. But the very first arrivals in the mid-1970s came through the efforts of church groups, individual sponsors, and humanitarian organizations. Imagine the mix of emotions: relief from the immediate danger, but also profound anxiety about a future in a land they knew almost nothing about. One of the very first families to be resettled was that of Hang Cha. In late 1975, he and his family arrived in Minnesota, sponsored by a Lutheran church. They were pioneers in the truest sense of the word. They didn't have a pre-existing Hmong community to welcome them. No Hmong grocery stores, no one who spoke their language outside their own home. They were stepping into a world that was entirely alien. The culture shock was immense. Everything was different from the cold Minnesota winters. A stark contrast to the tropical climate of Laos, to the food, the language, and the social customs. Simple tasks we take for granted, like using a telephone, operating a stove, or navigating a supermarket, were major challenges. How do you shop for food when you can't read the labels? How do you communicate with a doctor when you're sick? These first families relied heavily on their sponsors, who became their guides, friends, and lifeline to this new American world. Sponsors helped them find housing, enroll children in school, and search for jobs. The initial employment opportunities were often in entry-level manual labor positions. Despite the language barrier and lack of transferable job skills from their agrarian background, the Hmong showed incredible work ethic and determination. They were driven by the need to provide for their families and build a foundation for future generations. Community was, and remains, the cornerstone of Hmong culture. As more families arrived, they sought each other out. Small clusters of Hmong began to form in places like Minneapolis, St. Paul, Fresno, and Milwaukee. These nascent communities were crucial for survival. They shared resources, helped each other find jobs, and provided emotional and cultural support. They could finally speak their own language, celebrate traditional holidays like the Hmong New Year, and practice important clan and family rituals that had been disrupted by war and displacement. The children of these first families faced their own unique set of challenges. They were caught between two worlds. At school, they were immersed in American culture and the English language, often acting as translators and cultural brokers for their parents. At home, they were expected to uphold Hmong traditions and respect their elders. This dual identity could be difficult to navigate, but it also gave them a unique strength and perspective. They became the bridge between their parents' past and their community's future in America. Let's think about the sheer bravery of those first families. They weren't just moving to a new country. They were carrying the weight of their people's history and the hope for their survival. They had lost their homeland, family members, and their way of life, yet they did not lose their spirit. They planted the first seeds of the Hmong American community, seeds that would grow into a vibrant and thriving population of over 300,000 people today. From those first few families in the mid-1970s, the Hmong American community has flourished. Hmong Americans are now business owners, doctors, lawyers, artists, elected officials, and leaders in every field imaginable. They have enriched the American cultural landscape with their beautiful pageant toby or story cloths, their intricate music, and their deep-rooted family values. The story of the first Hmong families is a powerful reminder of the refugee experience. It's a story of loss and survival, of challenge and adaptation, but above all, it's a story of incredible resilience. They laid the groundwork, faced the unknown, and paved the way for all who came after. Their journey is a vital chapter in the broader story of America. A nation built, time and again, by the courage of newcomers seeking a better life. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back in time. The story of the Hmong people is one that deserves to be known and shared. If you found this story moving or informative, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for more deep dives into history and culture. We'd love to have you as part of our community. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.